Hi everyone, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope everybody is having a great week so far. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. You can see Carolina in the blue, everybody. She's here to help us. This is an IELTS speaking class, and you will have a chance to speak with me today for an IELTS band score assessment and some practice questions. The topic of part 2, the cue card today, will be fixing broken items, and we will look at part 1 and part 3 questions as well. Hi Julia, Ayadeji, Deborah, Fariboris, Fatime, Resham. Nice to see so many of you in the class. That is awesome. Everybody joining in and new, this lesson is provided by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are our websites. They power these live classes, and they help thousands of students every single month to prepare and pass the IELTS exam. This is our academic IELTS website here at aehelp.com. You can just click this big red button that's off to my right here. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. It only costs about $40-50 US, and you might just not need to spend another $300 on that IELTS test, so it's worth it. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, and an IELTS test registration center. We had the very first IELTS YouTube videos online back in 2011. This is the general IELTS. Again, it is a one-time payment and you get lifetime access. You can use the code DISH9 coming from our most recent speaking video that we released, where an Uzbek candidate talks about plov, a very famous traditional Uzbek food dish, if you will. So check that out when you have a moment, if you haven't yet. All right. Premium students, those of you who have access either through the apps or through the website, I sent you your links. If you haven't received those, I will be sending them to premium students who sent me emails. If you don't have them and you didn't send me an email, then send me an email about that. Okay. For students who are curious what those premium classes look like, you can check out this link. I'll put it in the chat. There we go. And the apps and the app stores are Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help. You can join the premium version of our courses that way too. Instagram is IELTS_AEHelp, GIELTS Help. And the email, if you have questions about the IELTS, about English, about going to school abroad, you can send me an email to adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Right now, speaking everybody, and we'll get right into it. Tomorrow, premium students, it's reading. And then on Friday, it's more and more speaking on Zoom. All right. Let's do this. So IELTS speaking exam, it is 12 to 15 minutes. It's an interview. It could happen before your listening, reading, writing, or it could happen after. It can happen on the same day. It can happen the day before. The most important tip that I always give students is show up early to the exam, 1 hour before. I always say that. I always remind you. It's just a really simple way to maximize your score, to get that extra half band score, is show up early and really just practice with other people who are there, other candidates. Okay, so show up an hour before. Now this is speaking, everybody, so make sure that you repeat what I say, repeat what your classmates say, copy the English. Repetition is a great way to prepare. So you go to your exam, everybody. You show up an hour early. You're practicing. 20 minutes before you meet with the examiner, you register. They'll take your picture. Just stay relaxed. It's okay. Remember your strategies. Okay, that's what you need to do before you meet with the examiner. Remember your strategies. And if you only remember one strategy, the one and only strategy, if you only remember one strategy, that strategy, what should that be? What do you think? Anybody? So what should be that? I mean, you should obviously remember more than just one strategy, but if you had to just remember one strategy for your IELTS speaking exam, what should that be? Does anybody know? I say it all the time. Faribors, it's not be yourself. No, the be yourself is actually, you know what? I'm going to put that up here. Faribors, be yourself is a bad idea. Be yourself is a bad idea. I think other IELTS teachers are saying be yourself because they want you to be calm. So I instead say be calm, but don't be yourself, and I'll tell you why. Okay. So let's see. Exactly, Parties. Thank you. Parties, awesome. Parties says you just have to remember to give an answer, explanation, and an example. Yeah. So if you remember just one strategy, the one strategy that you want to remember is think. Answer plus explanation plus example. And you know, it's kind of funny, but that actually also tells you why you shouldn't be yourself. This is usually not myself. When somebody asks me, what is your favorite sport? Usually my answer will be like, oh, I love to play basketball. Okay, but that's not a band 7 or an 8 or a 9 on the IELTS. Okay, on the IELTS, you want to say, oh, my all-time favorite sport is basketball because it's fast-paced and a good cardio exercise. I played basketball last week with some friends. I don't speak like that naturally. If you meet me one day on the street and ask me, hey, Adrian, what's your favorite sport? That's not the kind of answer I will give you. That's not myself, okay? But on the IELTS, I have to show my best English. So I'm not going to be myself. I'm going to be a little bit over-explaining, a little bit exemplifying my answers, right? I love basketball, Mal. I played basketball in high school. We were BC runner-up champions. I love basketball. So being yourself is a bad idea. The reason why is simple answer. It's too casual. And casual is not enough. Does everybody get what I'm saying with that? Okay. So don't be yourself, just be calm. Okay. All right. Hopefully you understand what I mean by that. Okay, so let's do this. So you get into your exam and the examiner says, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. The test has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each. I'm recording this for marking purposes. We are conducting this test in Toronto. The time right now is 14 o'clock. Let's begin. May I see your identification? And again, this is where you're not going to be yourself. So you're not going to say, yeah, sure. This is a band 6. Even though they're not marking you, technically, it's a band 6. So instead, what you want to do is you want to say, yes, of course. Here is my passport. Please take a look. This is professional. It's going towards a band 9. And again, remember everybody, just repeat after me. So, may I see your identification? Yes, of course. Here's my passport. Please take a look. Connor, it depends. If you want a high band score, don't keep your answers too simple. Okay? Band 8 is a very good user of the English. Band 9 is an expert user. Those are not simple answers. Those are going to have clear explanations, good examples. Okay. All right. It's too bad that there's so much strange advice on the internet that doesn't work. Zarina, congratulations. I'm just seeing that Zarina is saying, today I received my IELTS result and my speaking was a 7.5. I'd like to be grateful for your help. Very nice full sentence answer, Zarina. I bet you did the same in your IELTS speaking, and that's why you got a 7.5. So great job, Zarina. Please send me a testimonial to admin@aehelp.com, please. We love getting testimonials. Students, the testimonials from students on our websites, these are all 100% genuine, real people. So these are hundreds and hundreds of students who passed their IELTS exams using our premium IELTS package like Zarina. So thank you for sharing, Zarina. That's awesome. Congratulations. 7.5 is amazing. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, what is your full name? Again, professional. If I'm just myself, I'm going to say my full name is Adrian Benedek, right? But that's not a highly proficient answer. So I would say my given name is Adrian and my family name is Benedek. Please call me by my first name, Adrian. Okay, so that's how I would do it. All right. Just like Anna here. Anna, good job. Anna, our longtime member, says, my first name is Anna and my surname is Popova. Please call me by my first name, Anna. That is a professional, very good to expert level answer. Okay, so that's what you want to practice. Okay. All right. Great. And then they'll say, I'll ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Where do you live? I live in a 4-bedroom house in Victoria, which is the capital city of British Columbia in Western Canada, on the south tip or southern tip of Vancouver Island. Okay, so again, small to big, structured language, nice and fluent. Thank you, Lena. I know, I thought I was getting that wrong, and I so appreciate you correcting me, and I apologize for calling you Julia. I'm going to do my best to remember that for next time. So Lena says, my given name is Lena, not Julia, and my surname is Medvedicina. Please call me Lena. Okay, Lena, I will keep that in my memory banks. You know what, Lena, I know you're here all the time regularly, and I respect that, so I am going to assign a special post-it just for you, and I'm going to write down Lena, and it will be in front of me, and that way I will not forget and not misname you as Julia. So Lena there it is, Lena. You are there. My apologies. Okay. All right. For some reason, it was Julia was stuck in my head. Okay. All right. So good. Deborah, let's see what you have. Deborah, also very studious. And by the way, those of you who are regularly in these classes, I notice your improvement. I 100% see your improvement all the time, Deborah included. So Deborah says, I live in a 5-bedroom house in Omanjor, a suburb in the Ga Central municipality in Accra, Ghana, right? We know that about Deborah. Very good. Deborah, perfect. Yeah, small to big, right? House to suburb to municipality, Accra, Ghana. Very nice. So I can literally zoom in. I can probably find you, Deborah. I can probably go to Omanjar, walk around and say, hey, does anybody know Deborah? She lives in a 5-bedroom house somewhere around here. And somebody will be like, oh, yeah, I think I know her. She lives over that way. Okay. All right, William has this answer for us. I live in a spacious 4-bedroom house with my parents and my siblings. Each of us has our own room. Nice, I like it. A little bit of detail, not going too off topic. Perfect. Okay. All right, again, students, I hope you're repeating. Do you work or study? Very common question. This should be a reminder to use those correlative conjunctions, not only, but also, both and, either or, okay? So definitely use them. So, I both work and study. I currently have a job as an IT supervisor, and I'm studying IELTS to immigrate to the US in 2025. Sure, it doesn't have to be too fancy, just a nice, full, clear sentence. I both work and study. I currently have a job as an IT supervisor, and I'm studying IELTS to immigrate to the US in 2025. All right. Students, good job so far. Susu says, I have been working as a staff nurse since 2019 at King Abdul Aziz Hospital, and I'm studying the IELTS so I can continue working as a nurse in the UK in the next couple of years. Okay, so let's make that sentence a little bit more complete. So I've been working as a staff nurse since 2019. Great. Where? Right? It's like we kind of feel like in that situation, it's important to mention the hospital where you're doing that, right? So you need to have full sentences, students. Make sure to complete your ideas, okay? All right, you're all doing fantastic, and we've kind of warmed up with these first few questions, and that's the goal of those questions. So I have some part 1, part 2, and part 3 questions here for you, and I will give you more strategies and tips on how to answer these questions. And I would like to get you to answer these questions. So again, remember, on our website, use this code DISH9. You don't need to have the salad emoji. And then you'll get some premium Zoom links to join premium classes on Thursdays and Fridays as well. You'll get a taste of that right now with this Zoom link. So let's join on Zoom, and we can practice together. I'll take some volunteers for practicing these part 1, 2, and 3 questions. So let me just hop on Zoom. I'm going to stay on YouTube here as well. Okay, and then we'll start this speaking. And if you don't have Zoom, it's really simple to download. It works on your phone. It works on your computer. It is the most popular chat meeting platform out there. Okay. My camera will continue to be on YouTube, but you can use your camera if you want. Just make sure you know that it's on. If you turn your camera on, be really clear that you have your camera turned on and know what's happening around you. You are responsible for what your camera shows, especially since we are live on YouTube, so keep that in mind. I can see we already have 4 people waiting. Anahita, HP, William. Fantastic. Let me get you in here, and I'll give it another few seconds. I know usually about 15 to 20 students will join, which is fantastic. In the meantime, everybody, just a word of advice. You can join or you can volunteer by using reactions and then raising your hand. I already see William and Anahita. Hi, Lena. I see you're using your camera. Sorry for calling you Julia. I feel so embarrassed.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. Let me just admit everybody else.
I just make sure you know.
Okay. And then I'll mute everybody. Carolina, maybe you can just help people if they're lost and they're not sure how to get in here. All right, and then we'll take a volunteer. Let's start with William. William, can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
How are you, William?
I'm fine. How about you, sir?
I am doing fantastic.
Oh, you're not sick anymore?
Well, I sound a little bit sick still, but I'm feeling way better. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
like 85%, I would say. So that makes me happy. All right. William, can you just tell everybody where you are and why you are taking the IELTS exam?
I'm from Jakarta, the capital city of Indonesia. I'm taking an IELTS exam because I would like to study in the United States.
That is a nice introduction. All right. William, let's do this. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner. We're conducting the test in Jakarta. The time right now is 14 o'clock. Let's begin. May I see your identification?
Yes, certainly. Here's my application that I used to register with my IELTS exam with.
Let's talk about the environment. How often do you go to a park or a forest?
I usually go to the park once a month with my friends to hang out, to talk about school, how is the materials in school, is it hard, and I would like to talk to I don't know.
What is your favorite part of nature?
My favorite part is nature is probably going to be the birds, like the bird sound. It's very calming and it is very good environment to talk to.
What do you do to protect the environment?
The thing that I do to protect the environment is I usually turn off my lamp when I'm not using it to save the energy, and I plant trees sometimes with my friends.
Okay. I'm going to stop there and give you a bit of feedback, okay, William?
Yeah. I kind of blank out.
Yeah, I think you know what where things are
Yeah.
going south. It means they're not as good as can be. So first of all, you have good English, okay? So I would give you like a band 6.5, but because you're fluent, you have good grammar, and so it's somewhere between fluent and good. The reason I can't give you a 7 is because for me to say it's good English, I need to hear clear ideas, especially at the end of your answers. So you start really strong and then your answer kind of disappears at the end. There's a really simple fix for that, William. You can probably see it here in my correction. So I corrected what you said in real time. Just repeat after me. Repeat the question and the answer, okay? So how often do you go to a park or a forest?
How often do you go to a park or a forest?
I usually go to the park once a month to hang out, talk about school, to go over school materials.
I usually go to the park once a month to hang out, talk about school, to go over of the materials.
Last week, we looked at some algebra questions with my friends at the park.
Last week you looked at some algebra question at the park.
Okay, so what did I do to make sure that I just have a good, clear, strong finish?
The example.
Yeah, I just threw in a very simple generic. It's specific, but it's generic, right? It could be anybody saying that, right? So I could be making that up. But, and people say, well, I don't like making things up. Well, honestly, at some point in my life, I probably did look at math questions at the park with my friends. So there's truth to it. It doesn't matter if you're telling the exact truth or not. The examiner doesn't care about that, but they definitely care about having a clear, coherent, complete sentence at the end of your answers. Okay. All right. So here's the next one. Try this one. And repetition, everybody. It's not just William here. It's for everybody. So repeat after me. What is your favorite part of nature?
What is your favorite part of the nature?
My favorite part of nature will be bird song. It's unique and calming.
My favorite part of nature will be bird song. It's unique and calming.
When I was at the park, I sat on a bench for half an hour with my eyes closed, listening to the birds chirping.
When I was at the park, I sat on a bench for half an hour with my eyes closed, listening to a bird chirping.
Chirping.
Oh, chirping.
Yeah, chirping. That's a new word for everybody. Chirping is when the bird goes chirp, 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 like that. That's the bird's chirping. All right, so make sure that when you're practicing, William, just really put that smooth example, and notice, everybody, that it's a smooth example. So I'm not saying for example or for instance. It's okay if you do that once or twice, but you don't want to do that often. It gets a little bit redundant, and it also scares the examiner. They think that you're going to talk a lot about examples. So all you want to do is just a very kind of smooth, quick, clear example that emphasizes your answer and your explanation. Does that make sense, William?
Yes.
Okay, and everybody, if you remember, that's exactly why I said at the very kind of start of the lesson, I said if you're going to only remember one single strategy for your IELTS exam because you're super nervous, then just remember to always think answer, explanation, example, right? Okay, that's the key, right? William, thank you for being my first volunteer. That was really good.
Okay. Thank you for having me, Mr.
All right, thank you, William. Bye for now. All right, let's give William a thumbs up. You can give him a thumbs up in the YouTube chat. You can give him a thumbs up in the Zoom speaking. Let me just get everybody else in here as well. We've got 6 people in the waiting room. Carolina, thank you so much for putting the link. I can see Indian Trader 400 is literally asking how to join Zoom meeting. Check out the link right next to the content there. All right, Lena, can you unmute yourself? Unmute.
And yes.
There you are. Yes, perfect. All right, how are you, Lena?
I'm fine, thank you so much. I'm so happy to join again your wonderful lesson.
Why, thank you, Lena. That's flattering. Thank you for sharing your camera. That's awesome. And students, if you can, I do encourage you to share your cameras. There's just so much more information when we see each other's faces and eyes and mouth. We learn a lot from each other. So whoever has that ability and has the internet connection, I definitely recommend it. Okay, Lena, are you ready for some questions?
I'm always ready.
Always ready. Okay. All right. Then let's continue talking about the environment. Have you done any volunteering to help restore nature?
Thank you for the question. I do think that volunteering to restore nature is a big part of our activity, and I tried this activity once. I regularly go to the cat shelter, and I think, in my humble opinion, a gifted photographer, and I take photos of homeless cats and share them for the shelter, so that people can adopt some of these miserable animals and give them an opportunity to have a nice family again. And let me share you an example. During my last photo session, not last, but it was a couple of years ago. During my photo shooting, I couldn't went back without cat, and now I'm a happy mother of adopted cat named Kasia.
If you could change one part of society to help the environment, what would you change and why?
I think that in general we have to focus on the problem of global warming. So that's why in my under my control the part of using some gadgets, and I would like to highlight the problem and encourage people to limit their usage of electronics, gadgets, and save our electric energy, because it involves its influence on global warming significantly.
That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Okay, we'll leave that for a little bit later for one of your peers. I will review these 2 questions with you. So you've got really nice fluency. You're giving me some very nice, full, robust, complete answers. The examiner will let you answer in this way until you're fluent and on topic. As soon as you go off topic, or as soon as they feel like you're repeating or you're stuck, then they will interrupt you, because they have to finish the exam in 12 to 15 minutes. So they have to go through all the parts. But in this case, I think if you're doing a good job in part 1 and these are the last 2 questions, they would give you time to finish your answers in such ways. So it's okay. Let me give you a little bit of advice. So the band score would be about a 7. I would say that's good English. Okay. To get higher, so to get 7.5 or 8, which is going more towards very good English, there are a couple adjustments that you have to make. Thank you for the question in this case is okay. You have to be careful with that, because, you know, some questions we would not thank a person for, but this is kind of like it's an altruistic question. Have you done any volunteering to help restore nature? So it's kind of a pleasant question, so it makes sense to say thank you for the question, but be careful, everyone listening. You can't use this anytime. You have to really pay attention to what the question is, and in this case, Lena, it's okay. All right. Now, as soon as you hear have you done, what's the grammar here, Lena, with have you done? Have you done? Have you done any volunteering? What's the grammar?
Present perfect.
It is present perfect. So IELTS examiners are kind of fishing for grammar with the questions. So what they want to hear in this kind of a question is present perfect. So they want to hear like, thank you for the question. Yes, I have. I have, or I had, past perfect. I have volunteered, but present or past perfect are okay here. In an animal shelter. So can you just repeat just the start? So repeat the question and this answer for me. So have you done any volunteering to help restore nature?
Yes, I have.
No. Just sorry, Lena. Just repeat the question first. Have you done any volunteering to help restore nature?
Have you done any volunteering? Could you please?
To help restore nature.
to help restore nature.
Yeah, and this is why I tell students that, practice questions, not just answers, because it locks the grammar between the question and the answer into your practice. So that's why you want to practice questions with the answers. Okay, and then just repeat after me, Lena. Yes, I have. I have volunteered at an animal shelter.
Yes, I have. I have volunteered in an animal shelter.
Very good. Okay. Usually you want to, in part one, keep it about you. So if it's about you, don't say like, people should volunteer to help restore nature. It's not about people. And some examiners are very impatient. So they'll just say, like, they'll repeat the questions like, have you volunteered? And then you'll be like, oh, yeah, I have. So they want you to really just focus on the subject of the question. If it's about you, it's about you. If it's about people, it's about people. They don't want you to mix people and you and your neighbor and others. It has to be the right subject. So just pay attention to that, everybody. Okay. Just a couple of
because I wanted to give some impressing preamble or something like that.
They don't like it.
Thank you so much.
It's I've seen that advice on the internet from others, but it's bad advice. They don't like it. And then so many times I hear IELTS candidates after their test and they say, oh, the examiner interrupted me. They kept interrupting me. And I said, well, what kind of answers did you give? And that's what they say. They'll say like, well, I said like, well, that's a good question. People should volunteer. And I said, well, that's why they interrupted you, because you're not answering their question, and they get frustrated and they want you to answer the question and not give them a preamble or like a background story. So give an explanation, give an example, answer the question, but keep it focused. Okay, it's very important. Keep it focused. You took photos of not homeless cats. People are homeless. Cats are not homeless. Cats don't have homes. They live in the wild. Cats and animals don't build houses, so they don't get homeless. We take them. They're called stray cats.
Stray cats. Okay,
yeah, stray cats. Yeah, it's cute and funny to call them homeless cats, but cats like, what do you mean a home? I don't have a home. I'm always on the street. You guys trapped me in a house. So it's stray cats. The other interesting correction, Lena, is these miserable animals. I get what you're saying, and yes, the poor little creatures are miserable, but it would not be natural to say it that way. The natural way would be like misfortunate cat. Miserable cat would be like, oh, I'm having a bad day. I'm miserable. Right? So.
They are acting exactly like you.
I know. So here's the sentence. Just repeat after me. I went to a cat shelter and took photos of stray cats so that these misfortunate cuties can be adopted by loving families.
I went to the shelter and I took photos of stray cats for these poor cuties can
be adopted by loving families.
Be adopted by new families.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that was good. Lena, that was really good. So a little bit better word choice. Pay attention to the grammar, reflect that grammar of the question, and stay specific. That's the advice. As long as you do that, you'll be even better. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Lena. All right, let me just mute everybody because I think somebody unmuted themselves. There, no. All right, that was Lena. Let's give Lena a thumbs up. That was really good. All right. And it's okay to make mistakes. So I've heard lots of people call stray animals homeless animals, and that's okay. That's totally okay. If nothing else, it's a smile on everybody's face today, and that's great. We love it. Unfortunate is okay. Yeah. Or misfortunate. Sure. Okay. We have, I can't see your full name. Is it Panaktuti? Yes. Hi. Sorry, can you say your name? I just can't see it because it's covered by this arrow.
Actually, my name is Han, and I'm from Vietnam, but you can call me Hannah.
Hannah from Vietnam. Have we spoken before, Hannah?
Um, Spoken?
Yeah, have we talked to each other before, or is this the first time?
Oh, it's the first time.
Oh, well, happy to have you, Hannah. Why are you taking the IELTS exam?
I just take it to go to my dream university.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm here to help. We'll get a little bit into part two, okay? We'll do it together. So, everybody, when part one is over, the examiner says, let's begin part two. And then they show you a booklet with a question like this one. Hannah, can you read this question for us?
Where it is?
You should see it on YouTube. So I'm using Zoom together with YouTube. So if you have YouTube open, then just switch your apps and then you'll see it there.
Okay. Oh, I cannot see it.
Okay, no problem. I will read the question then in this case. Oh, you know what? I can do it another way too. I'll put it in the chat for Zoom. So if you have Zoom open, you'll see it in the chat in just a second. Okay. Just give me one moment here. Again, for those of you who are in here, if you want these kinds of Zoom lessons regularly, then tomorrow and Friday we'll have one for premium students. Okay. Just give me a second here, Hannah. Okay, it's in the chat in Zoom. So if you have the chat on Zoom open, you should see it now. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and read the question, please.
Talked about a piece of equipment that was broken and you got repaired. What is the equipment? What was the problem when and how you got it repaired? How did you feel about it in the end? You will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this topic. You will have 1 minute to prepare what you are going to say.
Okay, perfect. All right. So in part two, everybody, you talk about a person, place, object, event, or an idea. In this case, what are you talking about, Hannah? Object, place, person, idea, event. Which one is it?
I will talk about my smartphone. Is it
Smartphone.
okay?
Well, just slow down, Hannah. So smartphone's an object, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Here's my first advice, everybody. So Hannah, I'm going to help you with this one, and we'll talk about it in a second. But here's my first advice, everybody. This is a tip. Don't talk about your phone in IELTS.
Why?
Why? Why do you think, Hannah? Why do you think, everybody? We're looking at the chat as well, so you can answer this question. Don't talk about your phone. That's an important piece of advice. Why should you not talk about your phone? Anahita says it's way too cliche, which is true, Anahita, if everybody understands the word cliche. What do you think, Hannah? Why is it a bad idea to talk about your phone?
Maybe many people talk about it too much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Way too many people. Like the saying is this: if I had $1 for every time an IELTS candidate talks about their phone, I would be a rich man. So don't talk about your phone. The topic is very boring for examiners. They hear about it way too much. Some people are really good at talking about their phone. So if they just got a band 9, you have a really difficult job now because you have to match their level to get a good score. So there's no point. There's another reason, actually. Phones are really complicated. Phones are little pocket computers. They're actually very challenging to talk about. A phone is a very difficult object to talk about clearly. So it's not easy to talk about your phone. So that's another reason it's not actually a good choice. So there are a few reasons that it's not a good idea. Main one is way too many people talk about their phone. So don't talk about your phone. Talk about something else. So it's an object, right? And when you talk about an object, you describe the object. You describe its origin, where it came from. Even before you think about these questions, Hannah, you describe what it looks like, you describe its origin, you describe the way it is used, okay, so usage, its application, so where you use it, and your experience. So if you... yeah, go ahead.
Can I describe my calculator?
You really want to talk about a little digital gadget, don't you? So here's just to give you an insight into how quickly and cleverly we can talk about this. Let me give you an example with what I see from just your camera. And this is one good reason to share cameras, everybody, because I can teach you how quote unquote simple this can be. Everybody I'm sure sees that Hannah has a fan behind her, right? Hannah, you have a fan behind you? A room fan?
Fan? Yes.
Yeah, it's a fan, right? So that's a perfect object to talk about, for instance. Okay, so my desktop fan broke in June. This is a small gray fan with 3 blades and 4 buttons to control the speed. I really need this fan, especially in the summer, to help keep my room cool. Okay, so Hannah, do you see how I'm going with just these ideas? So I'm talking about the fan, I'm describing it. I still have to talk about its origin, where I got it. Like, this fan was a gift from my dad a couple of years ago. He noticed I was having trouble studying because my room was too hot. And then the usage, right? So if it's really hot, then I put it on the highest setting. At nighttime, I put it on a lower setting. So there's just so much information that you can talk about, and then you can say maybe the power button was broken, or the dog chewed the electrical cord, or it stopped working. I didn't know what was wrong, so I took it to the repair shop. So there's so much information that you can talk about just with a small fan like that. And if you talk about that fan clearly, with these points, describing it, telling the person where you got it, what happened to it, how you got it fixed, how much it costs you. Maybe it costs you 50,000 dong to fix it. You'll get a great band score. And the examiner will go, okay, that was so good, because the last 10 people all talked about their phones, and finally somebody talked about something different. So that works really well, like a fan. Okay, do you want to try talking about your fan? So just try it. I'll start you off. Try to go through these points, answer these questions, and just do the best that you can. Talk about your room fan and why you like it, how you use it, how it broke, and how you got it fixed. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, try it. I'll start you off. So now we will continue with part 2. For part 2, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to think about your answer, and you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Talk about a piece of equipment that was broken and you got repaired. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. Whenever you're ready, Hannah.
Can I have 1 minute to prepare?
No, just go through these points. Believe me, you don't need a minute. Just go through the
Okay.
points.
So the first thing that came into my mind is my fan. I had it as I was given it as a present from my parents, and in the dark days of summer, I really need it because in Vietnam it's really hot. The climate is tropical, so but last month it was kind of broken, and I had to fix it. Uh, and when it was on repair, um, the night was quite long for me because I didn't have my fan, and I felt very hot. So um, I, I, I can think that it was really important for me, especially in my summer days. It was a fan with 4 buttons uh, and a white one. So its appearance doesn't have anything that quite appeal, but I still really like it because it is parents my parents' present.
Okay, your 2 minutes is up. I will stop you there. And now we will go to part three. That was really good. Hannah, no. That was really good. Okay, that was really good. I personally enjoyed it. So, without really preparing for a full minute and just the way your mind was going through those logical steps of, okay, it's the fan, it came from my parents, I use it to keep cool in the summer, and Vietnam is really hot. Everybody remember your numbers. Okay, so Hannah, numbers are really important. Like you can say in the summer in Vietnam where I live, it's between 35 and 45 degrees Celsius, and it's not only hot but really humid. So having the fan in my room not only makes it cooler, but it makes it easier to breathe with the humidity, right? So there's all of that lovely detailed information with numbers. Okay. And so just going into those details is really good. You were doing a fantastic job, and I personally feel that sounded a lot better than had you started talking about your phone and how you got your phone repaired. Like you dropped your phone and the phone screen broke and you got the screen repaired, and it was like, I've heard that a million times and I really don't want to hear it again. So listening to you talking about the fan, just way better. Just repeat after me. Its appearance isn't anything really special.
Its appearance is not anything that's special.
Nevertheless, I really love it because I got it from my parents, and it helps me sleep better and study for school.
Nevertheless, I got it from my parents, and it helps me to keep me cool. I cannot really
To sleep better and to study for school.
to sleep better and to sleep and to learn at school,
Study for school.
study or school.
Yeah, study for school. It helps me sleep better and to study for school. Like that.
To help me study better, to help me sleep better and study for school.
All right. Hannah, that was really good. I think maybe one item that might need to get repaired is the computer speakers, by the sounds of it. The computer speakers there might need a little bit of repair. All right, Hannah, that was awesome. Thank you so much for volunteering, and keep coming back, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, let's give Hannah a big thumbs up. That was awesome. She was very brave and just a lovely, lovely student to interview. All right, we've got a few more people here. I'm going to take one more volunteer for part 3 here. Anwesha, can you unmute yourself? If you're still there, Anwesha.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Anwesha. How are you?
I am fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Anwesha, are you ready to jump into some part 3 questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about breaking and repairs. What are some objects that people often break and need to be repaired?
There are various items that people break and need to be repaired, including fan, air conditioner, gas, and induction also. And in summer season, it will be really helpful to be cool in the home environment, because
How can
it,
people how can people avoid breaking these objects?
If people always care about the uh, home objects, then it will be helpful to working readily for each time, because uh, the the item can be helpful in any emergencies.
There are some objects that people just throw away once they are damaged. What kinds of items are often discarded when they're broken?
Uh, some object many people may throw, like uh, uh, like uh, like clothes, old clothes, and old utensils. But I think this may useful if I uh, hand it over to the poor people. It will be useful for the people and fulfill the need of the poor.
Okay. Anwesha, I'm going to stop you there. Anwesha, really quickly, your first answer is awesome. You have a really good idea. Like you said, there are various items that people break and need to repair. You use the question and then you gave a really good answer. You said including a fan or an air conditioner or an oven. So you reflected on the part two that Hannah said, right? Hannah talked about the fan. So you said, hey, why not, talk about the fan? People often break fans. So that was really smart. And then you went off topic. You said in the summer, so I interrupted you because you're off topic. So stay on topic. That's the most important advice I can give you, is stay on topic. Okay, Anmaisha?
Okay.
Don't go off topic. If you start telling me that, we could take these broken items and give them to homeless people, it's off topic. So the examiner will interrupt you. So you have to stay on topic, okay? So you should say something like this. There are various items that people break and need to repair, including a fan, air conditioner, and oven, because these have lots of moving parts, or they are used a lot, and they are used a lot. So that's the explanation, right? You have to include that explanation of why we break these items so often, okay? So just repeat after me. There are various items that people break and need to repair, including a fan, like I said in part two, or an air conditioner, or an oven, or furniture, because these have moving parts and they're used often.
There's a various items that people break and need to repair, including fan, air conditioner, oven, furniture, because these have a lot of moving parts and they are used to a lot of
Times
times,
every day. Yeah, they're used a lot every day, right? So that's it.
a lot of times every day.
Yeah, and then you have a great answer, band 8 to band 9, okay? So that's the idea. You really want to stay on topic. It's kind of what I said to Lena earlier, but in a bit of a different context. So in a little bit of a different situation, but the same idea. You want to really just stay on topic, okay? So it was the same for the second answer. You started really well. You said some objects that people throw away once they are broken or worn. We don't actually break clothes, we wear them out, or worn. So just repeat after me. Some objects that people may throw away once they have broken or are worn include clothing, utensils, dishes, because it's difficult to repair them.
Some objects that many people may throw away once they have broken or worn are including clothing, utensils, etc. But because it is difficult to repair
And not worth the money.
and not worth of money.
Okay? So that explanation, right? That explanation is really important. So again, just kind of wrapping up with the same tip that I started with, that you want to always think answer, explanation, example. Okay?
Okay.
Anwesha, you've got good English. Practice lots to build that fluency and really focus on those explanations. So as is, I think, you're at a 6.5, maybe a 7, but I think you can get higher with those better explanations, okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anwesha. All right, let's give Anwesha a thumbs up. That was really good. And I see that there's lots of congratulations in the Zoom chat as well. Really well done, everybody. If you have enjoyed this class, be sure to join our premium IELTS at aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS, and then you will get Zoom links. If you joined today or if you joined in the last couple of days, you have to send me an email so I can send you those Zoom links. Okay, I already sent the Zoom links to our mail list on Sunday, and we will have a Zoom class tomorrow for premium students for reading. Thank you so much to my volunteers, Lena, Hannah, Anwesha. Thank you for your bravery today. That was really, really good. Carolina, thank you so much for moderating the class. Segareda, Abraham, Iadeji, I look forward to seeing you in the Zoom classes tomorrow. I know you're premium users, so we'll see you there. Everybody, if you're wondering about those websites, aehelp.com looks like this. Join by clicking the big red button. And for general IELTS, it's the same idea with the green background. Thank you, everybody, for your comments and your efforts in today's class. I look forward to seeing all of you in our premium classes tomorrow and Friday, and seeing you next week here on YouTube. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria, Canada. Much love to all of you wherever you are in the world today. Bye for now.